Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another free masterclass. Yes, things are moving along quite nicely. All right, so let's get with the overview. And if you wish to light a candle, go ahead and do that. And if you wish to burn some incense or essential oils, aromatherapy, please do that. Lighting a candle signifies that you are acknowledging what I call the flame of life. So whenever I light a candle for my events, to me, it actually means that we are calling forth and merging with the candle of life, or the flame of life, the light of life. And of course, it's always good to smudge and or burn essential oils or aromatherapy. It's always nice. Now, if you need a detox after this call, please do so, okay? Because some things may come up and your body may need a little cleansing. So that is always in order. Okay, so we are going to do the overview again as we create sacred space together. So again, these free master classes are running through the end of November. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, USA. We're doing this to help all those that are ready to move through these earth changes with a little more grace and a little more ease, with more support. Because as you know, going through the Great Awakening alone or solo can be very lonely. So we're doing these classes for emotional support, spiritual support, coming together as a tribe and doing the work together. So remember, each of you, as you share tonight, your sharings will benefit the whole group. And every healing that is on this call is for the group as well. And when two or more are gathered, there I am. Okay, so the collective shadow, you're seeing that playing out in the marketplace each and every day. For how long? Nobody really knows. But as we bring more embodied light to the planet, the faster the new earth will manifest, and the faster your personalized version of your new earth reality will manifest. So we are doing these classes again for group healing, and things that will be brought up during these earth changes are really for our benefit, for completion, recognition, so that those experiences can be healed. And you, the star seeds and indigos, are being called to remember your innate gifts and all of your abilities that you were born with, that you have developed over these decades and many lifetimes. So you are encouraged to bring them forth now, to manifest them, so that you can help not only yourself, but others. We're moving through the swamp of things. We're moving through the bogs, as we say. And we're being uplifted into higher and finer realms of new earth consciousness. So again, remember, the collective anxiety and fear and stress that's being manifest through the collective fourth dimensional density does not have to affect you and does not have to be yours. Okay, sacred space, supporters of space, we are co-creating together now, a very nurturing platform and opportunity for you to share, to heal, to remember. Remembering who you are, why you're here, where you're going, how you serve. maybe most importantly for you star season indigos is remembering how you serve. What is your unique value? What is your unique viewpoint? So let's bring that into today's class. So we are going to anchor some more. We're going to channel some more light and anchor it into the grid system of the earth, primarily the Christ grid system, to magnify that so that the truth and the love can be more expressed through all nations, through all governments, through all peoples. And again, we are working with the elemental kingdom, the devas, the nature spirits, the elementals, for they are our brothers and sisters. For without them, we wouldn't have a body, we wouldn't have the earth, we wouldn't have what we know as the galaxy, solar system, etc. For the elementals, the Elohim, seraphim, they're builders of form, they're builders of matrices, worlds upon worlds. The elementals have built your body in cooperation with your higher self. They have, how shall we say, before your body was being developed in your mommy's womb, you and the elementals and your guides, oh, we're doing this, are we? Oh, okay. Had big council meeting, and you were like an architecture and started to develop plans for your body, how your body was going to look, where it was going to be born, your parents, the whole thing, life lessons, spiritual teachers, the whole thing. And that can take many earth years in that realm to go over your design, to refine it, to edit it, to upgrade it, until it becomes a perfection in which you go, okay, now let's get going with my birth here on earth. And with the help of the devas, the elementals, your body began to be created, cell by cell, organ by organ, vertebra by vertebrae. So it's always wise, it's a wise thing every day to give thanks to the elemental kingdom, to the trees, to everything you see physically and everything you see psychically. Angels don't necessarily have wings, but they can appear to you as winged beings so that you know that they are angelics. They do have faces, but perhaps maybe not in the way that you imagine them to be. But in any case, it is good to reconnect with the whole of the elemental kingdom in all dimensions that they exist upon, for they can help you to heal your body. Yeah. Water elemental, fire, earth, air, ether, whatever you want to call them. Wow, we're getting right into the presentation here. All right, you guys create sacred space as we go along here. We're a bit going off content here because I guess this is what's needed. All right, so I'm going to close my eyes a bit here. And I believe we're kind of through with the overview. We will bring in the Christ presence as always. Your pets and ancestors are most welcome to attend. Okay, remember these activations are evergreen. All right, creating sacred space for your remembrance. Sacred space, however you want to create sacred space. Go ahead and do that now. Center, use the power of the breath to center, to focus, to anchor with 12th to 15th dimensional new earth. Do this through your knowing, not through your mind, not through your emotions, not through your logic or your intellect. Do it through your knowingness, crown chakra, right? Creating sacred space all around you, around your home, your neighborhood, your city, your state, your country, your province. Creating sacred space where only truth lives, where only truth and love can enter and exit. And only that which is real, that comes from Creator, shall enter your sacred space. So use the power of the breath now to clear your body, to clear your meridians, your chakra flows. Help clearing your nadis in your nervous system of stagnation, heaviness, other people's emotions. Clear out your solar plexus, clear out your neck chakra, clear out your third eye, your base chakra. Just clear out all survival issues from other people, from the planet, your ancestors, your family members, your kids, your parents. In other words, all energies that did not originate from you, the being, and the body, shall leave. Take in the light. Take in that Christed light, sacred space. Okay, align yourself vertically and horizontally. Allow a tune in to the nature kingdom. Not only physically, but etherically as well. And in the higher dimensions. Activating your monad, your rainbow light body. Allowing the I am presence to gently descend into your physical world. Now, call in your guardian angels and call up your inner child to deeply receive and give your little one permission to express tonight verbally. All right, we're going to leave the earth plane as you know it. Collectively, we are collectively now together. We are forming a ring of light, a beautiful ring of light that's connecting all heart chakras, crown chakras, soul to soul, I am, to source energy, to the core of new earth. You're going to open up your Akashic records through your knowing now. And you're going to bring forth your pre-birth assignment, your pre-birth agreement, your soul agreement. This has to do with parents, the country you were born into, everything. Soul lessons, any karmic patterns that you chose to bring forth to resolve, to resolve. Now, before your body was being created in your mommy's belly, on the inner planes, and most likely from your star system, be it Arcturus, Andromeda, Pleiades, Sirius, Lyra, etc. You were with your council. And you were with those, how shall we say, one that oversees the elemental kingdom and specifically the creation of your physical body. And you had free will and free choice to begin to create your physical design, cell by cell, organ by organ, And you put somewhere in your brain the knowingness, the memory, shall we say, of your soul contract, your life path, what you wanted to learn, how you wanted to learn about love, and how to give and receive love. And you call forth those angelic beings and ascended masters that were in alignment with your life purpose, to serve as your guides along the way, to come and go as needed. So you had angelic presences during the time of your body's development in your mommy's belly. You had angelic presences there when the body came into this world called your birth. In fact, in your early years, say up to age 7 or 8, you're surrounded by angelic presences that were guiding you in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the traumas. They were there to remind you of God's love and support, that no being, nobody is ever left alone coming into this world. And then you begin to have teachers arriving called ascended masters and beings from your home realm, say the Pleiades or Sirius or Andromeda or Arcturus, that were there to help you to remember and to teach you as well, to be your mentor in disguise. So you're being asked to remember all of this now. You are asked to remember. And in those times of your perhaps challenging development in the early years called puberty, adolescence, teenage years, leading up to your young adult years, there was guidance there from the invisible realms. So they are asking you now to take off those blinders, to remove those filters that you had due to survival. You can remove them now so that you can remember how you were loved and supported and guided up through your early adulthood, through your first Saturn return, through your midlife crisis. For some of you, your next Saturn return. And those episodes that we call Dark Night of the Soul, where everything seemed lost, where God just simply was gone from your awareness, where you believed you had no support at all, and you were left to deal with the emotional heaviness, the confusion, the anxiety, the depression, whatever you want to call it emotionally. And even though your physical self believed that very few people understood you, those we call angelics and ascended masters know exactly who you are. And they see you for who you are. So you're being encouraged now to take off the blinders, the filters, the valences, so that you can re-see in your vision the reflection from them as to who you are in embodiment, so that you can once again acknowledge and reclaim your power. So we're going to leave right here, this place called reclaiming your power, reclaiming your sovereignty, your freedom, reclaiming your ability to stand strong and firm in the midst of the storm. All right, so we're gonna stop here for a moment so that you guys can reflect now. And you can open your eyes if you wish. So I think this would be a good time for some group sharing or some comments on just exactly that. Your sovereignty, your power. Okay. Let me get back to Zoom. That was totally unexpected, but that's how these activations go, right? They're unplanned. And I got to change the background image now because we want to show you some of this stuff. Okay. So I'm going to put us on gallery view now. Oh, some people joined in the middle of the activation. Okay. Who'd like to share? Anybody, everybody. Now is your time, man. Take advantage of these free classes because in the future you're going to have to pay for them. And that was a comedy team.
Okay. I'll share.
Who's this?
Lorelai.
Oh, you're up there in the I had to X out this closed caption thing. Hi, dear. Yes.
Hi. Well, thank you very much for having this. As
Yes.
you were talking about the dark night of the soul and the second Saturn return, I was thinking I actually feel like I'm going through both at the same time right now.
Yes, we all are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like both. I, I got sincerely, I'm very grateful to you for having this. I feel I've been working for years and years at this, and then left my regular job about 3 years ago, and then started doing healing work, shamanic work, and some other work, you know, um, on my own. And I gotta tell you, this last year has been very challenging. Challenging with the people coming here, challenging with business itself, challenging just even knowing how to move forward. So that reclaiming of power, it seems like there's been alignment and alignment and alignment going on. So I don't know if you have any words of wisdom or insight, maybe how to continue aligning when that seems like all I've been doing lately. And
Mhm.
yet seeing people with bigger and bigger problems and more needs, right?
That's great. Great sharing. Thank you for that. That's great
Yeah,
sharing. Yes, I'm no stranger to that one.
yeah.
Well, what I can share for you from my experience, I absolutely don't know how I got here from where I was, let's just say 1988 and then again in 2000, and then again in 2011. I really don't know how he got here. There's an old saying, by the grace of God go I. Well, if you contemplate on that, and each and every day ask for an easier way to know your circumstances. So this is beyond understanding what you're going through. This level of knowing, ask to know how to navigate the next step with more joy and peace and harmony. All right, does that make sense so far?
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Oh, there's more.
Okay,
Now,
good.
will we try to do everything or a lot by ourselves? It's very difficult. You all know that. Ask for assistance and then be open to receiving assistance. So again, it's the big ask of you. So if you have a hard time, it's for everybody. If you have a hard time asking for help, because society has taught you that when you do that, you're a weakling. Really, it takes a wise person to know when to ask. Let's put it that way. When you ask for help, that is a sign of a wise person, not a weakling, not a dummy, not an inferior person. It's just the total opposite. So remember, what the world teaches you is upside down thinking, as Course in Miracles says. What the world teaches you is the total opposite of how you should be looking and perceiving the world and your life and your body. So just know that the input that's coming from the chaos right now, you do the opposite in a sense, if you're going to do anything within that polarity, or stay in neutral and not be affected. Both work at the same time, So the other thing is, whatever you're needing as far as help go, business help, technical help, friendship help, whatever, each and every day in meditation, ask to receive that. Ask your body to be open to that. Ask your mind to be open to receiving divine guidance every day. Show me what to do next. Show me how to be. Now, when you go into the quantum, when you guys meditate, you go into the quantum, and then you do these things of manifestation. Well, that's where it happens. It's not happening on this practical, physical, non-meditative state realm. It doesn't happen on that realm, as you guys are probably really aware of. It only happens in that state of oneness. Okay. How's that fitting with you, Lorelei?
Good, very good. Thank you. And yeah, you're right. I try and do it all alone. So
Yeah.
thank you for the reminder.
Yes, please don't. Here, comedy team says, hey, ask a friend to go through your dark night of the soul with you for like one day. So that's comedy team. You can't take them literal, but I mean, it's like you get the idea of what you're trying to say is like, if we share our suffering, that's really relatable to others. We may not think on, I don't want to dump on somebody else and all that, but there's a way to share without dumping. And that's a learned kind of quality or a skill. But once you get the hang of it, of sharing, it really benefits everybody that hears your words, that's in the vicinity of your words. So be willing to share your stuff without dumping on people, okay?
Okay, thank you very, very much.
And then teach that. Once you get it, then start teaching that to your clients.
Okay, all right, that helps a lot. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Remember,
Kenji.
you guys that are starting off, perhaps with your healing practice, your coaching practice, whatever, massage practice, you're teaching what you are learning to do. Whatever you are mastering, that's like ongoing. Like whatever you're mastering, you teach this to others. Because there's no ultimate mastery of something and then you teach it. Wow. Okay. Yeshua, that's what he was trying to get to thousands of years ago, right? You share, you teach what you are learning, what you are mastering within yourself. And that's very profound. That has a very profound effect with people. Now, you won't know until you do it. Huh. So that means you got to come out of the closet. Oh, God. Okay. Got to make myself visible. See, I'm making myself visible on these calls. I mean, I've learned over all these years doing all these Zoom things and teaching retreats and all that to just be visible and do spontaneous, whatever it is, spontaneous. So teach yourselves how to be spontaneous, spontaneous, spontaneous. And you will find that your life becomes easier and easier and easier as you do this. And you'll be happier and happier and happier. And you will have friends, you will attract friends that will relate to you. So again, if you're not around a crowd that you can relate to and they can't relate to you, and because the last 3 years, that's what's been happening, division on purpose by them, we won't name them, right? So just understand, you do the opposite. Instead of creating more division, you're going to create unity. Well, how do you do that? Start sharing. Just open up and start sharing, all right? Get out of the closet. You can't be closet psychics forever, right? Oracles have to be out there. Shaman people have to be out there, right? You're not going to know where you are until you do it. And do not be afraid to stumble and fall down, because you're going to get up again, right? You're not going to do this perfection thing. So get over it if you have any of that perfection thing, right? I got to be perfect if I do it. Forget that. Throw it out the window. It doesn't relate right now. No such thing. Because you're always perfecting yourself. You're always upgrading yourself. So there is no ultimate sense of perfection. It's just like in Hawaii, they say mo better. So today I'm mo better, and tomorrow I'll be mo better. You got to say better. You can't say the R thing. You got mo better. You know, that's how they do in Hawaii. Anyway. Okay, who'd like to be next? Okay, Helen. She's got her hand raised. Oh, let's see. You have to unmute yourself. Down at the bottom, unmute. Technology. Technology.
Yes, technology. I couldn't figure out how to do the raise hand part. Okay, I have a question. I am meditating every day. I am in touch with my guidance. What I really have come into this life to learn, I think, I mean, I just retired after 43 years as a psychotherapist. I'm a spiritual intuitive. I'm the one that got blinded. My question is, how do I work better with my body diva to get out of this pain body? I am in so much pain that it distracts. So I have this year for healing, and then I will go on with my spiritual intuitive work. This is my year to refill, but what do I do to heal this pain body that is such a huge distraction since 2014? I had failed back surgery, and yeah, I've had that ever since, besides everything that happened this past year.
So from the surgery, you've gotten the pain. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. You can, because science is starting to admit it, and Greg Braden talks a lot about this level as well. I'm a big fan of Greg Braden, by the way.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza too, but I have not listened to a ton of his work. But so here's the thing. You can go back to that surgery in your consciousness.
Okay.
You can go back, not to relive it, but you can go back and correct what was not done correctly, because you shouldn't have had pain from the surgery, right? That means something went amiss there. Something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, or something happened because of a mistake of the doctor or whatever,
Okay.
AI, whatever. But you can go back in that experience, like you can imagine you're back on that operating table and you, the spirit, is hovering above your body.
Okay.
You're like a psychic surgeon and you're connecting with your guardian angel or whoever is there to help you and reconstruct, redo what was not done right so that everything is made right from the surgery and your
Oh,
body will respond to that.
wow. Wow.
But you have to do it every day until you have no more pain, if that's the main issue,
Okay.
right? Because you're learning how to use your knowing and your perception in reconstructing, let's say, your body.
Yes.
Now, on that other level that's hovering above your body, that part knows the perfected part of your body.
Okay.
So you can imagine that your spirit is aligning with your team, let's say your team,
Yes.
and you're redoing the surgery. You are giving yourself a psychic surgery done the right way,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking to the cells of your body, saying, it's okay, we're going to take you out of pain, not to worry, everything's good here. You calm the body down, the nervous system down, you do whatever is coming to you to do to make your body receptive to the surgery.
Okay.
Now, the other component is, all right, so what was the lesson in that? So if there is a lesson in this pain from this surgery, what is it? So you're going to ask your guides that. You're going to ask your higher self that. You're going to ask Prime Creator that. Is there a lesson in this? Or is this simply a botched surgery? Not everything has to be karmic and everything like that, right? It just could have been a mistake on somebody's part. But you want to ask, all right, so if there's a lesson here, am I to learn compassion, forgiveness? What am I to learn from this? If there is a lesson, go back to before you were born to your council meeting and see if that was a part of your life plan to have this surgery.
Oh.
So make it fun. It's not serious. Make it fun. Like a little kid, like, okay, I'm going to go off into fantasy land and I'm going to go back to my council meeting before my body was created here on earth. I want to be with my guides, the elemental.
Right, my unicorn.
Yes, of course, you're a unicorn.
Yes.
In fact, unicorns are very good psychic surgeons, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Their horn is
Yeah.
very magical. It's very healing. If you're a little kid, remember the magic of the unicorn's horn? Remember?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
That's-
just because 99.9% of humanity doesn't believe in unicorns doesn't mean they don't exist.
Right.
Because if they saw them, then they would go, oh, yeah, they are real. They are real on those higher dimensions. So you can have a lot of fun with this. So let me know in 30 days. Do it for 30 days straight. Email me from my website. Let me know how it's going. And if we need to give you other tips, we can do that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And you deserve to be free of pain, of course. And I'm sure that pain has kind of forced you out of your body in a way, you know what I mean? Ungrounded you and all that. So you can get back in alignment with your body. Be very grounded and focused. You can do pranic breathing. You can study pranic healing and do that on your body. So you can Google that, Master Co, C-O, Master Co. He's very good at that. But you all have the ability that all these teachers that you have studied with have. You have those abilities. You may not use them in this lifetime, but they're there. They're inherent in you because when God created you, God created a replica of itself. So if we are a divine replica, which means exact same, then we have all the abilities that God has, that Holy Spirit has.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Tell your ego self everything's going to be okay. Not to fret, not to worry. It's okay. We can take you offline anytime now, so you don't have to worry. Go on a vacation to Hawaii or someplace, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing that. You can mute yourself. Okay, who else like to share? We're just getting cooking now, you guys. Drink some water. I think we have some new people on the call. And a lot of old timers as well. Who's else like to share? Comment. Oh, okay. Let me read the chat, I guess. I can do that, I guess, for a moment while you guys are contemplating your navel here. Let's see. Yeah, contemplating your navel, that's a very good thing, by the way.
Hey, Kenji, Golden here again.
Wait a minute. Where are you now? Okay, hi, yes. There you are.
Thank you again for your activation. They're always just so delightful. I think that in that activation, when you asked us to go to the place where we made our contracts prior to coming here, which is something that I actually asked people to do in my healings also. So I was grateful to be on the other side of the fence of that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that we really weren't alone. And they talk about at the end of it all, there'll be a great celebration and a coming together of soul family. And you can really feel it and see it in that activation. So I definitely will be sitting in it again in the recording. Thank you for that opportunity also. I discovered that a lot of us were sent here to teach about love of self and love of others, and that it doesn't really get too much more complicated than that. The Beatles sung a song, "Love is all there is," and geez, how right they were. That so much can be healed just through simple love. There's a comment that was made in the chat by a lady called Bonnie, and she was talking about how when you share your insights with people who are not light workers, it's very crushing. And so I just want to reiterate to those light workers that are here in this circle that Kenji actually reminds us often that if we're not talking to like-minded people, we are going to get battered and bruised. And so it's important that you find other light workers. And Bonnie, I'm grateful that you're here in this group and that Kenji can lead and guide you to other people who can help you to feel like you're not going crazy and you're not a crackpot and you don't have to listen to your societal programming, as you've called it, and that each of us can be of great support to one another. And this platform that Kenji has provided is just something else. You're a beautiful person, Kenji. Thank you so much.
I just do what I can. Thank you. But you know, I draw people like you because that's what I did way in the very beginning. I called my tribe. I call to my tribe every day, you know, to show up. They usually show up on Zoom, not so much physically yet. Occasionally they do physically, but yeah, they're showing up on Zoom. So that's another thing that you can get into the routine of, is when you meditate to invite your tribe to connect etherically and physically. Because as you know, right, you put out signals to the universe, or maybe you don't. But whatever you put out there, right, the universe is going to react or respond to that. When you put out love, it responds in kind. When you put out fear and anxiety and worry and stress and, oh my God, the universe reacts and sends that back to you. Does that make sense? So it's either response or reaction. You want a response back from the universe. You don't want reaction. Yes, and again, unless you are a genius, a full-embodied genius type that can talk to anybody, rule of thumb is right now, because of the programming on the planet, is just getting conversations with people of like mind and heart. And you can tell right away if they're going to respond to you or not. But even among the lightworker community, there are disagreements and stuff. So, you have to use your discernment. But again, you're not here to convince anybody of anything, right? You really think about it. You're really not here to convince anybody of anything, let alone your personal belief systems. You're here. See, what I was told, well, there's two things that God's going to ask you when you make transition. Not when you die, because obviously that's not a possibility, right? When you make transition, you're going to be asked, how did you love? How did you love? So that would be probably all of your life experience. How were you able to receive love? It's really the same question, really. So it's basically how you were able to love in this lifetime. How were you able to receive love? How you gave love? And when you have your life review, you're not going to be in this judgmental place. You'll be in a very neutral place with your life review, and you will see. And if you need to make choices from what you see, then you will, or you won't. But there's no judgment now, remember. So I think for some of us that felt that we had to come back to clear up karma, that was a false teaching. If you really look at it, same thing with sin. No such thing. But if you chose to come back to learn something about something, then there is no karma in that sense. It's not an obligation. It's like a free will kind of a thing. Well, I'll put myself in this situation, see what I can learn from this. Now, if that's triggering something in you, that's good. Okay, just let it flow. See, when you guys start hosting your events and stuff and you go into a spontaneous mode, you're not going to censor what comes out of your mouth. You're not going to pre-think what comes out of your mouth. You're just going to start talking. And when that flow gets going, you will know, because it'll just start flowing. There's no pre-thinking whatsoever in your action with the group, with individuals, or a presentation. It's just going to flow. You want to train yourself to get in that flow and stay in that flow 24/7. But you're not going to ask yourself to do it right away 24/7, because that's impossible, right? It's like if you want to learn carpentry, you can't all of a sudden on the first day build a house. You've got to study the whole idea of carpentry, wood and metal, the elements. I mean, the whole thing, right? Design, forecasting, vision, the whole thing. So we're proponents of practice, 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 practice. Okay, you also like to share. Thank you very much for that. This group's hot tonight.
Hi, Kenji, Jenny, Holly here.
Hi.
Hi. So after you said it's actually divine perfect timing, because my life has been very expansive and in flow and really beautiful, especially over the past year since I've been brought to the Akashic Records. I've been opening up my channeling and my gifts, and it's been amazing. And so my question, or, I guess really just a comment, because I think I already know the answer, but just to express it out loud in front of a group of strangers who I actually are not strangers because we're all connected, is, I really feel like I'm being pulled into much bigger arenas and spaces and holding more light and holding more frequency, because I know that I am a leader of leaders and continuing to step into that. And I've already expanded and grown so much in the past year. So I guess it's like, I just feel this continuing to come in. And that was one of the reasons why I was attracted to you from Lauren's event that she just did. is I felt so much energy and activation on that event. So I was like, well, let me go down this path and see what's here. So yeah, just looking from an expansive standpoint, because a lot of the stuff that you've shared here today, I've already been doing, and I feel very detached from a lot of things in a very good way. You know, I just feel
Yes.
like I'm observing and I'm in a very neutral place. Yes, there are still things that come up that, you know, I'm just curious and I'm observing and neutralizing and growing and growing and growing. So really just curious from your perspective, because you've done this work longer than me as far as this lifetime, right? I feel like I've done this work for many times and I'm remembering a lot of it. So just curious your perspective on, you know, when we're really being pulled into more expansion and really holding more and being able to hold more space for more people to transform.
Who do you want to reach?
The people right now that I'm feeling really called to work with are those who are already on some spiritual journey and who are really wanting to amplify things and feel things from an energy standpoint and not really be so much in the mind. So those who have like exhausted the mind path and they want something different, that's really where I've been really drawn to here. I don't feel at this moment that I'm meant to impact the collective, but I will be impacting the collective through others who then impact the collective, right? Like helping these other leaders who then impact the collective is really what has been in my present field. But I know that a lot of that will change as I continue to grow, but that's what's present now.
And what platform do you wish to do this through or on?
So right now I'm pretty much on a lot of them. And so I go live 2 times a month and do mini Akashic record readings. I have a podcast and I share regularly on my podcast, like you said, sharing my journey and my story and being really raw and vulnerable and continuing to like share even more deeply away from like an ego and perfection and all of that.
Yes.
And I'm on Instagram. I'm on all the places, but right now it feels easy to me. It doesn't feel overwhelming. I just post where it makes sense.
Yeah. Post where it makes sense. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to pull in the next question to ask you. Where do you live? What city and state?
I'm a full-time nomad, so I travel around the United States full-time. So currently I'm in Florida, and I'll be in Florida for the next 4 months. So I'm doing a lot of in-person stuff here with a lot of people over the next 4 months. This is where home was before, but it's almost been 3 years full-time on the road.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
Thank
big.
you.
That's
Yeah,
big.
it's been really expansive.
Wow. Well, email me because I can refer you to some people that are going to be in Florida for the winter. Some of my good friends. So I want you to connect up with them.
Awesome.
All right. So just send me contact information to the contact page on our website. And that goes for any of you, especially if you're going to be in Florida this winter.
She's the reporter mentioned on a historical marker outside a parking garage in Arlington, Virginia.
Are you doing the Airbnb thing and working on the road?
Yeah, so we stay in Airbnb, furnished finder type of places. Yeah, it's me, my husband, and 2 dogs.
Oh wow, and 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, someone's got their oh Dave, I think you need to mute yourself, please. Oh, I'm gonna try to mute you. Okay, there we go. David was doing something with his music in the background. Okay. I know another person that's doing exactly what you're doing. So you guys gotta definitely connect up.
Oh yes, would love to. Would love to.
Maybe there's going to be more of you on the road doing that. I mean, if I was younger, if I was like 20 something or 30 something, I would probably like doing that. But I'm of the age where I just need to settle down again. But anyway, that's wonderful. I commend you for doing that because that takes a lot of courage and a lot of faith and a lot of trust. So look at it this way. So when you meditate and you ask to connect up with those that can and are willing to support you from a business sense or from a networking sense, well, be open to that And ask that when you meditate every day, to connect up with those that can support you in a business way, in a networking way, in a way that can get you into leading edge platforms that say, for instance, that aren't necessarily advertised. Okay. I mean, I'm hearing of groups that I go, my God, really? These people are doing this stuff, and they've been doing it for 10 years. And I go, wow, how come I never heard of them? Right. So, I mean, there are some amazing groups out there. I recommend all of you get really good at Googling what you are looking for. So keywords is what you want to remember when you Google for something. Keywords. So those of you that are in the business world know about SEO and keywords and all that. But those of you that aren't, you have keywords that describe your business or your spiritual work. And you want to be able to use those keywords in whatever kind of SEO way that will benefit you. And I'm still learning about this business sense, because back in 2007, so get this, 2007, I didn't know about marketing. I didn't know about websites. I didn't know about anything technology-wise. I was 7 years into learning the internet and my computer. And I had nobody helping me. First thing I did was I signed up for Constant Contact. That was it, the email service. And I started creating my own newsletters because I had a very small list of like 35 people. So I started with 35 people, learning Constant Contact, didn't know anything about anything, didn't know anything about formatting, SEO, nothing. I was just dumb. But guess what? This is the irony. So I'm doing Constant Contact. And then I get invited to go on the road to start teaching in 2007. And I just got a webmaster. He was temporary, but I didn't know that. So I somehow found a webmaster to help me with the back end stuff. Now, no marketing help whatsoever, and no experience with traveling to other states and doing training and all this stuff. I just know I wanted to do it. And so the funny thing with Constant Contact, I didn't do it the way that they teach you to do it, but my open rate was 32 to 42%, not knowing anything about anything. That was the percentage of open and click-through rates. So I can't explain it. I mean, I tell my marketing team now, back then when I didn't know anything, I had a better open rate. Now, can you explain that to me? So sometimes you don't have to do it the way that people say you have to do it, but you just go with what you feel you know how to do and just start doing it. And then you'll be led to develop your business, your approach, your whatever you're offering. I mean, it can be even pet sitting, because I know someone that pet sits and travels around the country, pet sits. So it's like free. She just pays for her gas, her food, and she travels with her dog. Amazing, right? So those of you that are like in between jobs and go like, wow, next step. Hey, there's stuff out there that you probably never thought about that you could do and have fun with. But this person also that I'm referring is looking for to find her place to settle down and do her practice. But in any case, it's fascinating. Okay, who else like to share? We're still on this thing of self-empowerment, right? And taking back your power and not being a victim of your circumstances, not being a victim of not having enough money, not being a victim of my body hurts like crazy and I can't heal it, right? Or my relationship sucks, or I want to get out of this marriage, whatever it is, right? You're not a victim of any of that. So I guess the guys wanted to do this thing of reclaiming who you are. When you know who you are, then nobody can take advantage of you because you know who you are internally, not verbally, not on the outside, but you know who you are. You know your energy, right? Oh, and what comes along with that is to say no when you want to say no, ladies. To say no when you want to say no and don't agree because whatever, right? You know, saying no means you're in your power. You are reclaiming, no, I don't like that, or I don't want to do that. That's all. You don't have to explain yourself. Just no is no, right? No, thank you. A little side note, when any negative energy comes your way, you could say no, thank you to that. If someone is directing negative energy at you, you can say no, thank you. You don't have to block it. You don't have to resist. You don't have to fight it. Just say no, thank you. Comedy team early on told me to put in my aura neon signs or whatever, like no dumping allowed, because I was a doormat in my early days, learning to be a psychic and all that. I was a doormat. You know what a doormat is, right? People wipe their dirty shoes on the mat. Well, I was that mat, right? So I had to learn to say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to be your doormat. I'm not going to be the person that cleans your shoes, because you can't clean your shoes, right? Comments, sharings. Let's keep going, folks. We're rolling here. Keep the ball rolling. Any newcomers?
Kenji? Hello? Hello?
Who's speaking? Somebody on the phone? Got you. Okay, you're unmuted on the phone.
Hi, can you hear me?
Just barely.
Let me
Uh-oh, we got
see.
an echo.
Let me see what I can do.
No, you're okay right there. But
Oh.
there's an echo when I talk.
Okay, I have it plugged into air. I've got it on. Here, let me do this. I had this hooked up to a speaker. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're loud and clear, and there's no echo, so that's good. Okay.
Is that better now?
Well, you're good right now. You're good.
Oh, good. Here we go. Okay, and I apologize. I started out because I didn't want to miss it. I've missed a number of these because I had to be out and I was in the car, so I actually left this on for a little bit when I had to get out of the car for a moment. So I'll be re-listening to I just wanted to be a part of it. And thank you. I followed you off and on over the years. I find myself, it's just interesting. I think we're about the same age, yet I want to start all over again, and something that I've been very driven to do, and I have much encouragement to do it. And it's something that I did years ago. I had an idea copyrighted, and I was amazed at the response that I had years ago with people from the East Coast contacting me. It said, I had no idea even that people would be looking in the Library of Congress. Now, everybody self-publishes. At that time, I hired an attorney. But I'm a bit confused. I've had a couple of dark nights of the soul. I've lived fully, as so many of us have. So, and I'm going to do a bit of that again right now, as my husband is too. And we both had pretty interesting lives, shall I say, although the last number of years, I've been for many years just doing a corporate job, kind of to get settled down and just take it easy. And anyway, at this point, one would consider me retired. Actually, our office is closed 7 years ago, but other things didn't start up due to COVID, etc. And so my nature, I know, has been to just get out of the right brain, which I had to use so much of my life. And I was entrepreneurial, but creative, very creative. And so, I'm driven to a place that would be creative and entrepreneurial again. And then I go, who am I to do this? But I have much encouragement to do it. And yet at the same time, I've been told by a couple of people, which surprised me over the years, well, a number of people, that I'm a healer. but I don't feel driven to do that because I've never studied. Specifically, I haven't felt drawn to one thing enough. I listened and I learn all the time. I am. So it's just so interesting. I don't feel driven to, look into that further to be a healer right now. I find that I was a little early in my thinking awareness of lights and sounds, and kind of like people who are saying they're emotional, highly empathic like we are. So after all of this, I shouldn't say I'm at a stalemate. I've been patient for a long time, but in between, actually I've had some responses looking for a job, even part-time, but I know that would take me away from my creative urges, which I'm trying to get into the routine. I started it, felt great, and then I did some other things, did some learning things. So I'm just kind of here and there, but doing a lot of release work. I have been for years, and try to meditate. I have difficulty slowing down enough to fully meditate, but I'm out in nature a lot, and that's when I really feel inspired. And I'm just told all these things too, which feels right. I never do something that doesn't feel right anymore for years now. So any insight, I feel that I'm still in a stalemate of learning, but I feel so driven to move on into, am I making myself clear? It's just, I trust that it's going to happen. I'm open to if I'm supposed to be healing or I love to help people, but I've not been approached that way, or any inkling of it. And at the same time, I just feel if I went out and got a job, nothing like what I used to do, it's too intense, but something even lighter than that, I just need to be, I hate to say it, doing now. I don't want to do, I just want to be, yeah.
Here's some ideas for you to contemplate. So magazines still exist in the world, and there's all kinds of wellness type magazines that are out there. You could contemplate writing articles for them. And how you do that, you would just submit an article to the publisher. You would find out their mailing address or their email address and submit it.
Yeah.
With a little introduction. You could start writing your book on how you see how harmony works. How you see how harmony works. In other words, a lot of people are searching for something that makes sense, something that brings them peace, that has harmony in it, that has love in it, that has energy that inspires them or touches deep within their soul. So you could write about those kind of things. You can even contemplate. See, words have power. So depending upon the octave of your voice and to how in tune it is to harmonic resonance, you can use, any of you can use your voice as a healing platform for others. Now, mothers do this instinctively when they raise their babies. So women have the instinctual knowing of that. Men, it's going to be a little bit harder to access. But everybody has the power to provide a healing presence through their voice, as well as through the written word. So you don't have to be a healer per se to help people with healing. It could come even in the form of artwork. If you love to draw, you could draw, you can make paintings for hospitals and mental health centers and places, trauma centers and animal shelters. You can donate in the beginning, you can donate your artwork. So you want to get into this creative space. All of you get into this creative space of how can I use my abilities in a very creative way? And you're going to ask your guides, you ask the universe every day to show you, to to open up the avenues so you can express your creativity in whatever form it is. Okay, is that helpful?
It's absolutely, my project does have encompass that. I know exactly what I want to do, and I could do it in different forms. And when I go into it, it's going to be combining the words, music, all that, of which I don't know, but I will be intend to draw in the people for that as a team. That's what I see the beauty of this, whereas I'm more synthesizing it together. So that's what I'm wondering, whether to focus more on the writing to which would then become another project, or
you ask your higher self a meditation. So his rule of thumb is, if you don't know what to do, you ask it in meditation and then wait for the answer. Like the Buddha was very good. He was a master at asking the question internally and then being patient and waiting for the answer.
and
What
when I go,
society is very impatient. They do not know patience. Absolutely. Do
That's
not
me.
know patience. That's the thing that's being required now in subtle ways, is to be patient. But go ahead. And I would study Jim Oliver's music as an example for inspiration. Okay. Thank you, dear.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
JimOliver.com.
I love his music.
Thank you.
Thank
You can take your hand down. Okay. Who would like to be next to share? Comments, questions? Reclaiming your power. Dark night of the soul. Soul contracts. Where are you stuck? Decay?
Yes, this is my first time ever being here. Really enjoying it so far. I guess where I'm at is just trying to, I've been doing podcasting and art and things like that, but running into some censorship issues here in Canada. They've passed a bunch of laws recently similar to what England and Australia have been doing, and I was doing a lot of stuff on Facebook and it was getting flagged, so I've kind of been off Facebook, but I've started a new, more just some sound podcast. I have a MIDI synthesizer player and some singing bowls and things like
Right.
that.
Yes.
So that's been going okay, but and just wondering about, monetizing versus doing it for free, and just putting it out there.
Mhm.
Finding that a bit difficult as well, but just finding where to be. Kind of my area, I'm surrounded by a lot of darkness, and
What province are you in?
I'm in Ontario,
Okay.
a bit close to Toronto, I guess would be the closest big city, but
Okay.
southwestern Ontario is not a very pleasant place to be at the
Nah, I've been there before. Yes. Teaching there. Yeah. Pretty heavy. You can
just
try.
trying to figure out where to be, and how to help others realize their potential, and put the truth and the goodness out there is kind of what I'm looking to do.
So there's some platforms that cannot be censored. Rumble is one, Telegram, but StreamYard is like Zoom, only you won't get censored on StreamYard. StreamYard, I think, is one word. So that's a platform similar to Zoom. So you can use that and you can say and do whatever you want. You won't get censored. As far as I know. I might go to StreamYard at some point if Zoom gets on my case. But there's a way to bypass their keywords that will flag people. So I'm kind of aware of like most of the language not to use. But my audience, though, they know, so they're tuned in. So I don't have to explain a lot of things. But there's ways you can get around that so that you're not flagged if you're still going to be on Zoom. I would go off Facebook. In fact, you could try TikTok, even though it's owned by who. There's a segment of TikTok that's looking for spiritual stuff. So if you create your niche in TikTok, which means you basically do a lot of short videos, a lot of like 1 and 2 minute videos, that will lead people to your products or your classes or your events. So that's one way you can do that. my old webmaster, he went on TikTok, and within a year, he has over 1 million followers in less than a year on TikTok, probably less than 6 months on TikTok. And he does a bunch of short videos all the time to get people interested. These are on topics that people are interested in, like on TikTok, like reincarnation, past lives, Akashic records, that kind of stuff. So you guys, if you're into that field, you can market your little niche in TikTok. Pinterest would be also recommended. Instagram, maybe not. Facebook, no. Twitter, no. YouTube, you can put your stuff on YouTube. You can do it for free. These short videos on YouTube. You can monetize YouTube eventually. Just be careful of the words you use, if you're doing a presentation. If you're doing music and stuff, well, no problem, right?
Yeah, TikTok would be a good one to do teasers and then guide them to the main sites. I
Yes.
do have a YouTube channel going right now and a Spotify and on Apple podcasts I've been doing, but doing the music for now because, I've been finding with the words was
Yeah.
not working out so well. So just focusing on the more sound part of it at this point.
Yeah. And if you could use if you could use images to your audio, people like that. So if you're technically oriented, you know how to do and edit videos and stuff. So images are always good with the music or the words too, as well. But you got to be careful. If you're using words to background music, you want the music to be very soft and very subtle, so it doesn't overpower your words. I find that a lot of people that do activations to music or sounds, well, I don't like it personally. That's why I never do it, because you know why? Because your consciousness tends to go to the music part, because it's nice. Music is generally a very flowing kind of vibration that your body likes. But if it's too loud and overpowers the person's voice, well, you just lost your audience then. So really, you want to make the sounds or the sounds to your words very subtle, like Zen-like, just like barely audible, because you're doing it for the words, right? You want to reach people through your words. The music is supportive. It's not going to lead them there. That's not the purpose of that background music. Okay. So I hope that helps, sir. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Kenji,
Where are you? Who's speaking?
well, my name's June Jefferson, but I don't know how to wave at you.
Are you on the phone or video?
Well, I'm muted on the
Oh,
video.
there you are. There you are. You're on the phone, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. Well, I'm on the computer.
Oh, well, you can turn on your video.
Well, I don't want to.
Okay. See? So you're in the closet. Okay, we got you. Okay, June, go ahead. What would you like to share or
Well,
ask, comment about?
I own a condo in the Capitol Hill area in Denver, Colorado. And I used to live here, and I moved away, and I'm just moved back in recently. And it's not the most wonderful neighborhood in town. It's worse than when I lived here. Maybe because of the homeless people, we have a real situation. And so I moved back in, and I'm really bothered by the trash on the street. So I get out and pick it up. And I'm not bothered by ego. I don't care. I'm old. And in addition, about 2 months ago, I went to out of town to help an old girlfriend who broke her hip and had surgery. And I lifted her. And she hurt so bad. And she'd say, I want to move in this chair. I want to move in this chair. And I stayed for 2 weeks while her son was on vacation. And I lifted her and I hurt my back. And so when I go out to pick up the trash, it hurts. I got one of those grabber things and it helps. This just seems so weird to me. I kept saying to my guides, to my I am present, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? So I started cleaning the alley behind the condo. And then I started cleaning the parking lot across the alley. And then I started cleaning as I walked to the park, which was about 5 blocks. And, on that, and it felt so good to be able to walk along the next day and not have trash. And so I thought, I think maybe I'm really weird. And one day I got home, my back hurt so bad. I showered, went out on my little front porch. I have a condo that's just 6 of us, and I have a porch, and I thought, I think there's something seriously wrong with you. And then I thought, maybe I should start a movement. Clean your block. and maybe, and so I, and I have no answer. I haven't been out in a while because I'm trying to heal my back. But what do you think about that? Is that just too weird?
Yeah, you should start a movement, right? And you should also ask the city to pay you to help clean up what they're supposed to clean up. So yeah. So ask for help and ask for financial reimbursement. Yeah, start a movement. I like that.
And so I don't know. I'm 82. I'm real healthy. I have perfect health, knock on wood, except that I hurt my back. And I was real interested in what you said a while ago to the lady who had a lot of pain because of her surgery. And so I was trying to relate that to my, to my back. And I guess I could go back to where I was lifting her.
Yes.
And say what?
Well, reconstruct to reconstruct whatever went out, so to speak, that's causing the pain.
Okay.
So if you be like a little kid with a wild imagination, we're emphasizing wild imagination, you go back there in your imagination and repair it. You actually would be like a third person watching that happen, an exact moment where you hurt your back. That's what you could repair, because your higher self knows all the mechanics about your body and knows all levels of consciousness. So it can repair it.
And then I can do a better job with cleaning the streets. Yeah.
Well, at the same time, yes. And at the same time, you can ask the city to be reimbursed. And the comedy team is being serious on that one. And you can start a movement, start cleaning up your neighborhood. Yes.
Yeah. So I figured that if I do that, I need confirmation, from my higher self that this is what I'm supposed to do at 882, at
Yeah.
age 82. And then I guess, I need a website, and I need to start buying those signs to put in neighborhoods, to put on streets. And, but I need to know for sure. And I haven't gotten an answer, about this.
Well, continue to meditate and be open to the guidance. Your higher self will always answer you.
Well, I listen to these people who talk and who are on this, on your program. And the last time I sat in on one of these free things, and they're so evolved, and they're doing this great, wonderful spiritual work, and I'm not there.
We'll give you an old Zen saying. Before enlightenment, carry wood, chop water. They reversed it.
Yeah.
After enlightenment, carry water, chop wood.
Chop wood, carry water. Well,
right?
Clean the streets. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Just in meditation every day, ask for guidance and be open to guidance. Any place where you feel like you're not answering the call, it could be a part of your body, it could be part of your aura, just unblock it, open it up. We all have subtle levels of blockages or filters. And then go back to childhood. They're all developed in childhood. So if you go back, if you clean up your childhood, your adult life will be all cleaned up. Let's put it that way. So really the homework is cleaning up your childhood experiences from pre-birth, in utero, birthing trauma, all the way up to about 7, 8, maybe 12, 13, some cases, maybe 16 and some other cases, but basically early childhood, clean that up, whatever it is, your relationship with your parents, your relationship to schooling and getting educated, your experiences at your church. Oh, that's a big one too, by the way.
Well, today how do I say this? Today I discovered your session on money, and I went through it, and it has a lot of childhood healing, and so that was good. I know that Lauren said when she was talking to you, when you were having your session, I joined that. That you can't go into the light body with a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, and the old saying is, don't carry on baggage to New Earth flight.
Right. And so I need guidance about where to go and how to do that.
Just continue to come on these free masterclass calls for now. And those of you that need physical healing, I suggest you sign up for my magnetic healing series. You can't sign up for the whole series. You have to sign up for each class. So the second class is coming up, I think, next week. But definitely you want to purchase the first class. So that'll give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. And especially good for people that are physically suffering, that have structural issues in their body, spinal column, nervous system issues, ADHD, I mean, you name it, right?
Okay, I'll do that. Yes,
PTSD, depression, anxiety, especially from the lockdown, anything that's result of the last 3+ years. It's been 3+ years, 2+ years, whatever.
Okay, I will do that. I saw that today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
Dark night of the soul. Collectively, we're in that. We're not in the rebirthing part yet. While humanity isn't in the rebirthing part yet, still trying to figure out what to believe, basically. So just know this. You've got humanity who believes in what others tell them. And then there are starseeds and indigos that are able to think on their own, do critical thinking, and come up with intuitions, answers for themselves. Are we supposed to bridge to that other world? Only if they ask. Only if they ask. Because again, you get a lot of flack with those that are absolutely not open to anything new. And that's pretty obvious to you guys, but it's just a reminder, right? And we're not here to save the world. We're here to save ourselves first, and then things will happen in the world. But here's the thing. Each and every day, you can create the world anew. We're not going to explain to you what that means, but you go into meditation, you go into the oneness, you go into the upper room, and you start claiming, I make the world anew. I make all things anew. What does that mean? Well, that's an open-ended declaration, is it not? What you're doing is you're surrendering to your high self when you claim this. I make the world anew. In other words, you're getting out of the way of what you think the world should be or how it should be, and you're opening up to another perspective. Remember the Course of Miracles, all that was, it was a lesson in perception correction. If you were to say, what was the theme of the Course of Miracles? It was correcting the misperceptions of the mind. That's all it is. And by the way, there's follow-ups to the Course of Miracles, by the way. That helped me through a lot. That helped me through my divorce. It helped me through when I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was staying at my parents', and I bought the Course of Miracles, the second edition, which I recommend is the best edition because they've edited many times since then, and it's not the same. I'm sorry to say, not the same energy, but 1978 edition, I think it was the second edition, Course of Miracles hardback. If you can get it, get it. I mean, if you can find it, get it. But that helped me through. That was maybe my first Dark Night of the Soul period episode. I've had at least 2, maybe 3. But I did the Course of Miracles for 3.5 years straight. It helped me through emotionally all of that distress that I was going through pretty much alone, and I had nobody to talk to, absolutely nobody spiritually to talk to. So we don't recommend you do that because you don't have to. Okay, who would also like to share? We've got about 17 more minutes. We are going to conclude with the other half of the activation. So we can take 1 or 2 more sharings, please. Comments? Insights? Epiphanies? Ahas? No more sharings? Let me check the chat box. And yes, salt lamp is okay, dear. Bonnie, salt lamp's okay. I have many salt lamps in my house. They're on 24/7. Catherine Roach, you all can edit your contracts. You can rewrite them. You can dissolve them. But I would say you can edit them for sure. Here's the thing. If you're in, so if you have some relationships that aren't going so well, telepathically, you can talk to the soul of those people and you can tell them, okay, we're going to rewrite our agreement. So here's how I'm rewriting my agreement with you. Do that telepathically in meditation. You do everything in meditation. What you want to create, you do it in meditation. Because that's the purpose of meditation, right? It's connection, it's union, and it's creating your ideal reality. So yeah. Actually, folks, don't get stuck in 5D. Because really the scale goes up to 12D, and then 13th D is the integration dimension. So that's why we're bringing in higher dimensions in these calls now. So we don't get stuck in 5D. 5D is the jumping off platform, shall we say, right? That's the minimum level you should be on in daily life, fifth dimension, minimum. Optimum, 12D, 13D. Okay, let's see. Jenny said something about a reaction button at the bottom. Raise hand option. Well, on my board, I don't think I have a raised hand option or any icons to put, unless it's in the chat box. But anyway, I don't know if I can quite answer that. Okay, so true. Let's see. How do I wave? June says, how do I wave? That is funny. Comedy team likes that one. I don't know how to answer that one. I got stumped on that one. Well, I'll come for an in-person wave session. If you want to experience how do I wave, we do that here. But actually, if you guys go to my magnetic healing courses, I've got, there's number 2, 3, and 4 up on the website. I've got to work on the last 3. And that will be a healing series that we'll be offering as a package in January. But we're doing them one by one. Let's see. So that's like a personal session, only going to do it through Zoom for the group. Again, the way to connect to your tribe is you've got to call to your tribe every day in meditation. You put the call out there to your tribe. Basically, you're all part of a soul group. So the easier way to do this would be in your meditation, through your knowing. Okay, Golden put up a link there. That's good. Oh, yes. I was innocent to computer work at the time, and I was dumb. Basically saying I had no experience. I heard a voice in 2000 when I moved up to Mount Shasta, and it basically said, I think you should learn the internet, the computer. I had no experience with that. I went, oh God, that's true. I better start learning. So I went to the unemployment office to look for a job, and I started to learn the computer, the internet, and how to do Word. Oh, that first year was hard. It almost killed me, but I learned. But I heard the voice. It says, basically what I got was, you better learn it or you're going to fall behind. Yeah, and if I didn't learn it, I'd be way behind, I guess. I'd be like those folks that do everything by word of mouth. I've known a few that do that. In a way, I wish I could do that, just word of mouth. Don't have to advertise. Don't have to pay for a webmaster. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you guys post whatever in the chat box. Any resources, please? Oh, someone put in a house and pet sitting site. That's good, you guys. You guys are on the ball. Okay. I seem to need to be careful not to offend others when defending my boundaries. Look, folks, you don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. Like Byron Katie says in her one little book on enlightenment or whatever it was that I read on a flight from, I think, Baton Rouge back to Seattle back in the day. She was saying it's none of their business. It's none of their business. Like your stuff is none of their business. And their business is none of your stuff. So in other words, I mean, you get to just, I just like it how she phrased it. It's none of their business. So if they gossip or they talk behind your back, it's none of your business, right? Doesn't have to be any of your business. Doesn't have to affect you. You want to call in the comedy team and work on aligning with your comedy team. It took me 2 years about to get to my comedy team, believe it or not. I kept calling them and calling them and calling them. So someone uses StreamYard, Jenny does. And yeah, so she's in the chat box there. Yeah, she likes StreamYard. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to save the chat, I think. Oh, there are a couple of platforms you can use for like one-to-one consultation, or you just want to chat with your buddy, or you want to do a personal session. It's called Sessions. Oh, I'll put in, it's called Sessions. But don't type in sessions on Google search. So it's sessions. I'm going to put platform. Maybe do that. Anyway, sessions is like Zoom. It's very good. I do not believe they censor that. And also Meet In, which they may have a free version. I did them when they launched a couple of years ago. Meet In, right there's another one I'm going to put in the chat. So those are Meet In is obviously USA. It's USA made. I don't know about Sessions, but I'm using Sessions for my staff meetings with my webmaster. It's pretty easy to use, and there's a free version. So check it out, you guys. Okay. Okay, one last call for comments, sharings, or questions. If not, we're going to go to the rest of the meditation. Okay, I'm going to save the chat, Dan. Okay, save the chat. All right, I'm going to close off the chat. Put myself on speaker view. All right. Boy, time goes by fast, doesn't it? We're almost going on 2 hours. Okay, so we're going to do part 2 of where we left off with self-empowerment. All right, so you're going to go back to the breath, refocus now, recreate sacred space again, just for the practice of it. Practice anchoring with the new earth, higher vibrations of new earth. Now, here's something you can do for all of you that are experiencing injuries in your body. We're going to drain that energy. We're going to drain the electromagnetic charge. So we're going to discharge that electromagnetic energy that's stuck in your body that we would call pain. So from wherever it is, you're going to open all your channels, including your hips, your root chakra, your knee chakras, your ankle chakras, your feet chakras, your toe chakras. So really everything below your belly button, you're going to open up, and you're going to start draining that energy down into new earth. And all energies that are not yours, that are part of that pain, emotionally, drain it down. With your blessings, I love you, I thank you, I forgive you, I forgive myself, just let it go. You bring awareness to the breath. Breathe in, long and deep. Very slow, long and deep. Breathe in, all the way up from the belly, all the way up to the third eye center, pineal pituitary. Exhale, just let go, keep draining. Make sure you're muted. Make sure everybody's muted here. Go back here, check the board real quick. Okay. Again, deep breath in of the light. Take it deep into the solar plexus and all the way up to the pineal pituitary. Relax the shoulders, relax all the muscles in your face, your jaw, your forehead, your eyelid muscles, fingers, toes, calves. Exhale, let it drain out all the way down and out. Okay, completely disengaged from the world as you know it, from tribal consciousness, the chaos of the world, the collective astral plane. Move awareness back into that sacred space. Sacred space. Slow, long, and deep. Completely relaxing the body. Completely disengaging from tribal consciousness and the chaos of the world. Raising consciousness now up into the upper room, into the oneness, towards the still point. Open up your I am presence, open up your monad, your rainbow light body. Keeping your Akashic records open for access. Now we're back in that place before birth with your counsel. In all beings that have been and are and will be a part of your life in this incarnation are with you in this council meeting, in this sacred space before birth, in the higher dimensions, let's say on your star world, your celestial world. Now, if you need to make edits, change your soul agreement, you may do so at any time. Remembering that agreements are possibilities. They are possibilities. And possibilities always change. So you might want to revise your soul agreement to one that is open-ended. One that is very flexible. And one that brings in all manner of possibilities and miracles. Now, you may change your guides as well. So you may review now and whenever you meditate, you may request for upgrades with your guides. Guides come and go. The only guides that stay with you throughout your whole lifetime are your guardian angels. And you may now want to make an agreement with your guardian angels to be more in contact with them, more in favor with them, to have the channels open to them. And to keep your channels open to your soul group, as well as your star, your home realm, your celestial home realm, that which you came from out there in the stars, so to speak, be it Pleiades, Arcturus, Aldebaran, Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Antares, or even other galaxies like the doll universe, Hathors. Now, when in doubt, call in the Hathors. They come from an enlightened universe, the doll universe, the Hathors. All right, so refocusing on your contract. So make it open-ended, very flexible. And make sure you read the fine print and any amendments to your soul contract, especially that which is in fine print. All right, we're going to move forward now. So we left off in your early adult years regarding your contract, projected lessons, etc. So we're going to move up into present time on your timeline. Now, wherever you feel bumps in your timeline, bumps, and or erratic energy or static, those are places that are needing healing or resolution. These bumpy places, these staticky places, these places that feel very heavy. And when you do your life review, your timeline review, that is, again, you can use your innate abilities to reconstruct those places of trauma and injuries, illnesses, diseases, unexpected occurrences, calamities. You can reconstruct the emotional reaction to be one of response. And you can bring in forgiveness in any place in your timeline that needs forgiveness. Especially first marriage and divorce, or first separation, or first loss of a loved one, first trauma, first shutdown. So when you reconstruct the trauma of your past, you are then bringing light into the present now moment. So you're unfreezing your frozen inner child, unthawing it, literally, and bringing it up into present time. So as you reclaim your power now, take a deep breath. You can proclaim that you are the master of all emotions that the body may produce, and that you are master of all of the thoughts and beliefs that the mind may produce, that you are the master of your destiny. And that you are co-creating your world with the help of the elemental kingdom, the nature kingdom, with the angelics, the ascended masters, celestial beings, unicorns. All right, moving up to present time. You're going to breathe in and now a moment through the body now. We're going to give the body an experience of now. So we're going to breathe in now. Breathe in, I am here, I am now, I am. Take it deep through the nose. Take it deep into the belly and all the way up to the pineal pituitary. And slowly let go of every energy, every vibration that's not aligned with I am here, I'm now, I am. On the out breath, let it go all the way down into new earth. Or send it back to Prime Creator. Or send it back to your high self. You're going to reestablish your boundaries around your body. So you're going to put your light now, your spiritual light from your I am. You're going to wrap it around your body like a blanket. From all the way beneath your feet, all the way above your head, all the way around your body like a cocoon of light. And your body is now breathing one with this cocoon of light, breathing in and out. Now again, invoke 4 pillars of light from the angelics to be placed in the 4 directions of your physical home, into your land. And these pillars of light are going to create a resonance field of pure joy, of healing, of peace and harmony. A force field of light that is surrounding your home, your automobiles, your modes of transportation, your workspace, your office space, all parts of your home. And each time you meditate with this force field of light, it will begin to become more magnified, more enhanced, more energized, more powerful. So step by step, you're going to energize each and every day in meditation the pillars of light. Now, as you go to sleep tonight, prepare the body before you go to sleep tonight to receive the healing vibrations from this call and from the inner work that you have done on this call. And for the next 7 days, do some forgiveness work. tuning in to anything from your past that has bothered you, and forgive it. And forgive all those involved. Forgive yourself. Do whole Ho'oponopono. So that you can create instantaneous healing. And direct your consciousness during sleep time to go way beyond the astral, to go deep into the quantum for recharge, for visionary experiences, for cosmic downloads, whatever you're needing. At the same time, program your brain to go into deep REM sleep each and every night, deep REM sleep, and make sure you get enough sleep each and every night. Okay, we're going to come back to the room now in your body. Holding that awareness of where you've been in the beginning meditation and in this one. So there's no division, no separation between your quantum states and your awake physical states. You are retraining the body to be quantum. And you are learning to embody your quantumness effortlessly. And as you come back to the body, invoke from deep within, I am divine creator manifested in form. 3 times. I am divine creator manifested in form. And so it is. Okay, thank you very much, folks. Stay in the zone as much as you like. Remember to drink water as you get up. Remember the feeling of this activation so that it becomes normal for you. So until next time, many blessings from Asheville.